All right. Welcome back to Twist Takes Podcast, episode 9. Another sports-filled weekend. I think we are once again cooking on all of our bets. I know I am up. I know most of us have been cashing out recently. Dante, how have you been doing this week?
Started out the week really good. Kentucky over team points against Mississippi State. Anytime I see Kentucky below 80, I'm hammering it. I think they ended up scoring 91. Other than that, pretty up and down week, but did take out some money, feeling good. Put some back in. Need Purdue to do a little better, but I'm liking where they're at right now.
And then I didn't see, when they played Arkansas, did they also hit their over there? What was their final point total?
Well, unless their team point total was under
Oh,
111, then yeah, I would say they
I
probably
think it
hit
was
it.
90. I thought I saw it like somewhere in the 90s, low 90s.
Which,
I mean,
by the
just
way, that's insane. That a team
yeah,
line.
I mean,
Yeah.
in just typical Kentucky game fashion, both teams hit 100.
Mhm. Payne, how have you been doing?
I'm up money, but I had the worst beat of my entire life. So far, I guess it wasn't really like a bad beat. I mean, kind of, but I had $100 bonus bet, put it on a 20-leg parlay with all double-digit favorites plus Illinois money line. They were plus like 110, I think, at Wisconsin. That hit. Everything else hit. It was the $100 bonus bet to pay like 1,300 something, and SMU loses as 14.5 point favorites at home to UTSA. That was my one leg. But I'm still up probably like $800 in the past week and a half, so I can't really complain too much. Would have been nice though.
Yeah, the $100 free bets have been flowing for us. I
Yeah.
finally hit mine today. And Michael, how are you doing?
Well, the Knicks suck, so that's probably going to wipe out all the profit I made on golf. So, but other than that, I mean, yeah, I guess still up. Knicks haven't lost yet, but after that happens, I'll probably be slightly down on the week.
I mean, it is Atlanta. Like,
They're bad, and they don't have Trey Young either. That was
mhm.
part of my thought process, but
Oh well, that
And
probably
is
helps him considering he stinks.
true.
but I thought that Capella was a game time decision. Is he also in?
Capella is in, I believe.
Oh, okay. All right, well,
Yes.
let's not talk about NBA. Let's talk about some college ball. We are just started to get into some of the championship tournaments for some of our low majors, watching ball all around us. We all had to witness FGCU lose last night. The run is over. Cash your daddy championships. They're cooked now. I know we all
So
had them.
Zach Anderson, we love you, man, but I don't know what that game was. That was rough to watch. I think we all expected better from him. So yeah, rough loss, especially to Queens. I gotta listen to him on Twitter.
Mhm.
That guy who runs sidelines on Queens is literally the most annoying human being to ever live.
Listen, and Queens eliminated us last year too in the same game, the play-in game to the ASUN tournament. But yeah, Zach Anderson. I was having a conversation with a different one of my buddies before the game, as he was thinking that Zach could transfer to like an SEC school, and I was like, yeah, no shot. I said the highest conference I could see him playing in is maybe the American, just because he's big and can do a lot with the ball. But then after last night, I was like, yeah, never mind. He's stuck in Dunk City for for another season, for his senior season. But Isaiah Thompson, I gotta give that man his flowers for last night. But you give Pat 1 year with a fully healthy squad, and I think it's different. But you got to roll with the punches, and he has not rolled with the punches so far. But we'll talk more about that in a couple minutes.
Mhm. Well, I mean, we can get right into it, Payne, if you want to talk about your coaching changes that
Sure.
you'd like to make.
Okay, so I was thinking about this last night. Conference tournaments come up, so it's time for the coaching carousel in college basketball. And I have a couple schools that I think will make a change or that should, and one that definitely is because their coach was already let go. Coach is gone. That's Ohio State. Greg Marshall, he's gone. I will talk about him a little bit later, though, because I do like him at a smaller school. But Ohio State, I've seen they're in the running to steal the coach of the Florida Atlantic Owls and get Coach Dusty May. That's going to be a fat contract buyout, though, because he just signed like a major extension after their Final Four run last year. I mean, like as he should have, but they've kind of had a worse year this year, not being in Conference USA anymore, having to play schools like Memphis, South Florida this year has been unreal. Louisville, I feel like this one's obvious. They're going to fire Kenny Payne if he's not gone already. I mean, I don't really watch a ton of their stuff, but they've been pretty atrocious. For their hire, they're going to take A.W. Hamilton from Eastern Kentucky, keep him in the state of Kentucky. I really like him. He's won 2 Coach of the Years in the ASUN now. He's been in the conference just for 6 seasons, and they got the 1 seed. They're playing their first game right now, which that really pains me to say because I wanted him at Marshall, but I'll talk about Marshalls in just a second. USC, Southern California, I think with all the talent they've had and how they've underperformed, they have been picking it up lately, so maybe this doesn't happen. But I did hear rumblings that Coach Andy Enfield is going to be fired. I think they should hire Joe Pasternak, if I'm pronouncing that the right way. He's the head coach at University of California, Santa Barbara. He has been unreal the past couple of seasons. A great recruiter in the state of California. So I feel like that obviously helps with being right there in Los Angeles. Next, WVU, Josh Eilert. Sorry, you're not getting your interim tag removed like a ton of other interim head coaches have this season. You've just been very, very bad. I would like to see WVU. I mean, I would really like to see them hire somebody dog shit because I hate WVU. But somebody that makes sense for them is Bucky McMillan, the head coach of Samford. Samford has been great the past 3 seasons, taking that conference from Furman pretty much. And he's a big part of that. Marshall, I hate to say it because of his name, and he played in the NBA and he played at Marshall as well. Dan D'Antoni, he's got to go. He's the oldest coach in college basketball by 4 years. After Coastal Carolina's head coach retired earlier in the season, so he's just got to go. He doesn't like to take transfers in. And when you lose guys like Tavion Kinsey, Andrew Taylor, and Micah Handlogson, you got to get transfers. You lost 60 points a game. You got to get transfers. And I like them to hire Greg Marshall that got fired from Ohio State. Sure, he comes with baggage. Sure, he's not a great guy. But hell, can he recruit? And he also used to be on Marshall's staff under Coach Donovan back in the day before he went to the University of Florida. FGCU, our alma mater, we just talked about this. If Coach Andy Enfield is fired at the University of Southern California, there's absolutely no excuse to not try to bring him back. The father, the mastermind of Dunk City, the coach of that team in 2013 that everybody remembers, you got to bring him back home if you have the chance. Like we said earlier, Coach Chambers, he can recruit, but we haven't seen his teams put it together quite yet. So those are some changes I think could happen and good replacements for him.
I will literally picket outside of Alico Arena for them to bring back Andy Enfield. That would just be that would be electric. I like all of those. I like UCSB's coach to leave. I'm not sure about Dusty May. I think too many bad hiccups this year for FAU that I think a team might have some question marks about him. But I mean, I could see a bigger team take a chance on him. But with that buyout and with those question marks, I'm not sure. I don't know if I would take a chance on him.
By the way, sit down, Shohei Ohtani. Fuck you, first at bat versus the Angels. Strike 3. Fuck that guy. Okay, sorry.
Glad we got that out of the way.
Yeah, seriously. Clearly needed to, so
Yes, I did. I'm coping.
that's okay. Yeah, I mean we're getting to the point where coaches are going to start getting let go. Obviously, if considering that FAU will probably make the tournament, probably won't hear much on him until at least the day they get eliminated. I'm sure you won't want to be a distraction. Um, but other than that, yeah, I could see all this happen. I'm just not sure if Chambers gets fired yet.
Yeah, it pains me to say AW to Louisville just because I've been wanting him at Marshall for 4 seasons now. You all, I mean, probably don't know this, but he was a Marshall point guard back in the day, so that's why I think they should bring him home, and it makes sense. But at this point, I feel like he's outcoached Eastern Kentucky in the ASUN, but he's also proven himself to not need to go to the Sun Belt, and I think he could get a high major job.
Yeah.
Ryan, I know you had one coaching change that you would love to see happen.
Well, because I brought it up last time. I'm a big Rutgers guy. I'm also a big Rick Pitino guy. Just I love those coaches that kind of act a little bit crazy, go a little bit hard on their kids because I think they need it. They're
So
college
Pat
kids. You need to be
Higgins,
well. But I would love. I don't think St. John's going to fire Rick Pitino if they do or if they do not get into the tournament. But I would love to see him at like a Rutgers or one of those like Big Ten get down and dirty um teams.
I mean,
maybe
that's nice and all, but Rutgers just got the number 2 and 3 recruits. That coach isn't going anywhere.
yeah. Um, what about Michigan, man? I mean, they don't fire Juwan Howard because of Juwan Howard's name, but they were absolutely dog shit this year, man.
Did they not already fire Jawan Howard?
I don't
No,
think
they have
I don't
not.
I don't think they
thought they
will
did.
fire him. I mean, he was
No.
in the top 4, bro.
You
I
can
know.
absolutely fire someone
I thought they
after you go
hired
8
him.
and 2.
And now
8 and 22,
I might
sorry.
be completely wrong here. Wasn't his son on the team? Is he still on the
Yeah,
team?
Jet was drafted by the Magic last year, and
Oh,
like
okay.
10th or 11th overall, I think. But one player from Michigan that might be in the cards for our alma mater of FGCU. His name is George Washington III. Yes, he was on some all-name teams this year because of that awesome name. But his middle brother is going to be a freshman in college next year. He's signed to come play at FGCU. And his youngest brother, who's going to be a senior in high school next year, has been offered by FGCU and also taken an official visit. And the oldest brother was a consensus 5-star McDonald's All-American, and he was just a true freshman this year. So if he enters the portal, we might have 3 Washingtons on the squad within the next 2 years down here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because obviously his pedigree is above FGCU, but Chambers loves getting Big Ten guys that aren't getting the playing time that they deserve.
Isaiah
IT,
Thompson, Dallin Johnson,
yeah. So I think especially if his brother's there and with the way Chambers is able to recruit that region, I think it's a possibility. It'd be really interesting.
Who doesn't want to rejuvenate their college career at the beach?
Oh yeah, I saw Sicko's committee college hoops posted a picture of our beautiful campus. Said it's okay. At least you can go back to the beach.
Yeah.
So
I'm surprised he didn't say like you could go back and make TikToks or something because we've got Brandon and Dakota that both love to make TikToks.
Yeah, I was actually I was scrolling on Wire.
My TikTok student, he was like, "Yeah, Brandon's actually really good at basketball."
Well, he is. I mean, he would cook it. He'd cook
I
any
mean,
one of us.
yes, he's on a D1 team.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I
just
mean, I used to play pickup against the other walk-on before he walked onto the team when he was at the rec, and he would just absolutely cook everybody. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are just a different level. No playing time or not.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think there were a lot of good games this past weekend. Nothing too crazy happened. I was kind of hoping for some more madness this weekend, I think.
That's why I'm getting scared now. Like, I mean, I still rode with
Madness
you,
is
Peyton.
just starting this week.
I wrote
I
with
just
you on
meant
your
Madness.
favorites. I wrote on the favorites parlay, but now that we get towards this time and I see a ranked team on the road, I worry of a court storm. The court stormers are back out. They're checking the weather. Um, so like when I see like I think Auburn was playing either today or yesterday.
Yeah, Missouri. They're playing Missouri
Like
today.
and I'm scared. Like I trust
They're
Auburn,
in
but
our
I'm still
LA, Ryan. They're
scared.
in our LA.
Yeah, I'm scared. Like I can just picture Auburn getting court
Well,
stormed
dude,
on
they're
or
like minus 14 and a half on the
yeah.
road. Like that's basically if they were at home, that's like a 22 and a half point spread.
Hmm.
I know it's scary, and that's why I almost threw an obscene amount of money on a Purdue Houston Connecticut parlay last weekend, but I was scared because two of them were on the road, and we're in the month of madness now.
Yeah.
You know it would have hit, but I was kind of surprised it would have hit.
Yeah.
I was hoping for some more madness, so hopefully we get some of that this week.
Not today though, because Ryan and I have our all favorite
Yeah,
parlay.
save it for tomorrow.
No, this weekend, the end of the week, not
Yeah,
today. I
yeah.
know
I mean, it would
you
be
guys.
madness if Jacksonville beats Eastern Kentucky. I mean, given not like madness where like the entire country would care, but us
Yeah,
road
but
fans would care.
Well, I mean,
um,
we could get a pretty cool court storming tomorrow if South Carolina beats Tennessee at home. So I assume they would storm the court there.
no ranked team should be storming the court on
Yeah,
anyone.
I agree.
My opinion. I'd like to get your guys' take. So they're the one line and the two line at the end. There's a little bit of a gray area. Some people agree, some people disagree, and some people are Jerry Palm, which I'll get into. So the last one line, seemingly a lot of people think it's Arizona, a lot of people think it's Tennessee. Jerry Palm's idiot ass thinks it's North Carolina for some reason. Don't I can't stand looking at this guy's mock brackets. They're terrible. So who are we thinking? Is Arizona or Tennessee have the edge right now?
Arizona. I gotta
Arizona has it right now, but if Tennessee, like if they end the last two games with wins, if they do well in the tournament, I don't see why you don't put them over Arizona.
Yeah, I'm on the Tennessee train already. I already think that they're
Mhm.
above Arizona. Um,
I agree
Michael,
with Dante. I
yeah,
think I put Tennessee over Arizona. I think,
I
but
am
I mean,
I
I
am
don't
on
think
the Arizona bandwagon.
well,
there's any like I don't think there's really much differentiating the two. I really think it could go either way.
But
yeah. There's the first tier is Houston, Purdue, Connecticut. We know that they're going to be one seeds, and then it's Arizona, Tennessee is the second tier. Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with either of them. I think one of them will pull away. The
one
reason
of
I think Arizona has an edge is because their conference is easier. They have an easier road to win their conference tournament, and I just think
Yeah.
if they do, they'll probably get the one.
and one of them has a starting point guard who's been deep into the tournament before. Just saying.
Oh, yeah, I guess Caleb Love. That's true, but also Arizona in general has choked, and I mean Dalton Connect is him. Also, I think there's a realistic chance Tennessee gets paired up with Northern Colorado in the first round.
That'd be
And
interesting.
we might get, would it be a Dalton Connect revenge game or a Northern Colorado revenge game for Dalton Connect leaving?
So, are you all
Michael's creaming either
respect
way.
Kentucky again yet? Or what?
Yeah, Michael just loves Northern Colorado. He just wants to see him in the tournament.
Are you all respecting Kentucky yet, or what?
No, they still don't defend. Arkansas scored 102 points on them.
And if you're scoring 110 points a game in the tournament, you're winning every single game.
That's fine, but they
But
won't.
you're not going to do that.
No, and we'll see that whenever they play Tennessee this weekend. They're not going to score over.
Or what
100
was the
points.
score when they played Alabama? Can you remind me?
Alabama's defense isn't good either.
But what was the score when they played a top 10 team at that time?
Well, at that time, sure, they're 16 now.
Okay,
Which is probably where they actually belong. And Florida's kicking their ass too.
yeah, Florida's good.
Yeah.
The group of
I
five.
mean, yeah, what?
Florida's the group of five All-Stars, or I guess mid.
They are the G5 All Stars. That was what was so intriguing about them at the beginning of the year. The SEC in general is just so interesting. I really don't know what to think about them. I don't know if they're going to fold when the tournament starts. There's just no defense played in this conference.
But I think I've moved off of I buy the Kelly Oubre jersey. Kansas loses by 15 or something. Was it against Houston, or who else who did they lose to by a lot? Or was it
They lost to BYU at home.
I think that was before I got the jersey. There was a game
It's
after,
still
and Kelly Oubre has sold me on 2 parlays since. So I think the jersey's gonna go in the closet. The jersey curse has already come. So I
yeah.
think I
You
am.
can wear that. You can wear that to Darties over the summer when there's no hoops going on. I say you put it away for now.
That's when the school bus comes out and just rails me.
Ryan, I
Um,
have some bad news for us right now.
uh-oh. Who's down?
Detroit Mercy is currently beating
Oh, I
Milwaukee.
see that. Yes, I was about to talk about that. They're up 6.
My God.
Milwaukee will be fine. Actually, Jacksonville and Eastern Kentucky's the game I'm worried about right now.
Yeah, I saw that too. But I currently say Tennessee is because I was telling Dante, I always hate taking I think UConn is really good. I still don't like Purdue. Bet them today, still don't like Purdue. But I don't want to be the
They're
person
up
that
now, by
goes
the
with
way.
good. I don't want to be the guy that goes with one of the favorites or one of the 1 seeds. If Tennessee's a 1 seed, will I probably take them to win it? I think I will. They're currently my champion. I really like them. Um, and also I was thinking about it. I can't go with a Kansas team twice in a row. Or next year I was gonna go with Wichita State. Um,
Yeah, you just better hope Marshall doesn't play them in the first round.
Yeah, well, they don't have John Elmore anymore.
The GOAT.
Um,
anything else for college ball?
no,
Uh,
I think that's all for me.
Does the Sun Belt get 2 bids if App State and James Madison play each other in the championship game?
No, I don't see how you could put JMU in if they lose to App State 3 times, and I don't
They would
see how
be
App State gets in.
at that point. They would be 32-4.
But we saw that Monmouth team get left out, and they had basically the same record.
Yeah, but Monmouth is playing in a conference the Sun Belt's not good at basketball,
Yeah,
but
I
it's
was gonna say the Sun Belt is terrible outside of 3 teams.
but it's still a better conference than whatever the fuck Monmouth is playing in.
The MAC.
Yeah, the Long Mac.
The long Mac. But hey, don't disrespect Northeast basketball. Everyone loves the MAAC.
So Dante, what if James Madison beats App State in the Sun Belt Conference Championship game?
Whoever loses in that game would need a lot of teams to lose. They would need Utah and Colorado both to suck. They
What's
would
their
need at
bet?
least not very good.
Dude,
They
I
would
don't-
need they would need South Florida. They would need South Florida to lose early if they lose at all in the tournament. Because I think if they win a couple games, they're probably in.
I, I
Um,
I think South Florida should be in regardless.
their
But
net is just so bad. Like I think currently they would be the lowest net team to ever get an at-large bid. I think
even
they're like 80.
even after they went and beat Charlotte,
Yeah, I think they're still like 84.
yeah, James Madison's net is 52.
So they have a realistic chance.
App State's 69. So App State would need to win, and James Madison would need a couple things to happen.
Yeah. What about
USF would
South?
just not have to blow it in the conference tournament. Like if they can go to if they win out the rest of this season, so the game they're playing right now, and then they beat Tulsa,
USF 79.
and then
Okay,
they go to their conference final, then I would say they deserve an at-large bid. But I think if they choke a game in their conference final, it's going to be hard to justify it.
No,
Yeah.
especially if they lose tonight. But they're up 6 now. I think they're probably fine.
Yeah, I think they need to get past that 72, 73-ish threshold in the net. I think if they get past that, they'll be in pretty easily.
Memphis. What about Memphis? Do they get an at-large?
No,
Dude,
they're
they
too
are
far gone.
scary right now, though.
I know, but they lost too many terrible in-conference games, like
Yeah.
inexcusable losses
They could honestly make a run and win that conference tournament.
Oh, they could. I saw Lenardi pick them actually, and he did his
Avery
annual.
Jones, my guy, is a baller.
Yes, they still have the best player in the conference. It's just, is the rest of their team good enough? I really don't think so.
They also have Jordan Brown. I don't know why they're not using him, but they do have Jordan Brown.
Louisiana legend.
Yeah. Cal legend, Arizona legend, Louisiana legend, now Memphis legend. Or not Cal, Nevada. Nevada's where he started.
All right, let's move on to what was next on the agenda, Mr. Mack?
Some hockey.
Some
Oh, yeah.
hockey trade deadline.
Yeah, Peyton, you can go watch the Angels while we talk some puck. So
Brian, you
trade
think
lines
any of your
coming.
students ever catch any of our episodes?
No, I don't think they have. I haven't brought it up.
It's
But
probably smart.
first thing I want to bring up. So trade deadline's coming up. I want to talk about how ironic it is. So I'm a Wild fan. I know, Dante, you say I'm a closeted Devils fan.
No, you're
Um,
not a closeted Devils fan.
You're just a
So-
devil. You're just a
okay.
bandwagon of.
You're just
whoever's better.
not a Devils
Terrible
fan.
quality.
That's it. You're just not a Devils fan. That's it.
Well, okay, let me give you the scenario though. So Wild favorite team, Devils, let's say my Eastern Conference favorite team.
That's fair.
Just okay.
We all have one.
Both of them are bottom four in goaltending. Both of them have fired their coach this season. Both of them are currently fighting for their life to get a wild card spot. Both of them lost their top veteran defender and have a rookie defender who's actually doing pretty good this season. I just think it's ironic that my two teams are literal mirror like exacts to each other in different conferences.
That's adorable. I think.
Mirror image.
Mirror image, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Payne.
Listen, and that's cute and all, but it doesn't take away from the fact that both your teams were supposed to be playoff teams, and meanwhile my poverty team is cooking both of them in the standings right now. Poverty team.
I still trust the Devils to get there.
I don't know why you do at this point.
I don't trust the Wild. I mean, we could barely beat the Sharks, dude.
Have you seen their playoff odds recently? I haven't looked.
So I've just seen my cash out options on my bets. My $50 one for the Devils is currently cash out $15.
Really?
And my Wild one that was $10 is currently cash out for $3. Is that another goal?
Yeah, I mean they'd have to make a. I mean, first of all, they'd have to pass the Caps and the Islanders just to even get out of the bottom, like the non-playoff teams. And then they'd either have to catch the Lightning or the Flyers, who both have 8 points on them, but also both have 2 games in hand.
Or the Red Wings. The Red Wings are inexperienced enough that they could fall off, even though they've played less games.
That is true. That is true. They also, for the Devils, unfortunately, they don't play. They only have of those three teams, the 2 wildcard teams and the Flyers, they only play 1 game against those teams for the rest of the season, and that's 1 game against the Flyers, which hurts them because that's chances to make up double points, obviously.
Yeah.
But they're also going to lose tonight to the Cats, so there's that too.
I need them. I'm rooting for the Cats.
Who's not rooting for the Cats other than like people who don't?
I don't know, man. There's a lot of people who really dislike this team, and like I see why, but also I don't. Like, how do you root against the Panthers, but also, but the fan bases that hate them are like the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, it's the Canadian fan bases. It's always like the Senators fans and the Maple Leafs fans who are like, "Oh, fuck this team."
Yeah, it's like they hate hockey in Florida or something.
No, I
Like
think
you
they're
don't.
just bitter that they have to live in the cold and they don't get to live on the beach and they have to pay higher taxes and Justin Trudeau is their dictator. I think that's really what
Well,
it is.
well, hold on. The rich ones get to live in Florida for half the year.
Oh, that is true. That is true. They're wannabe Floridians. That's all it is.
Um, yeah, I like the Flyers holding up. I just think they're a system team, and a system team I trust more to keep their spot than like they don't really have guys playing over their heads. Everyone's really kind of playing at their level. They just play a tough brand of hockey. They do things right. So I trust them more than the Red Wings. I feel like the Red Wings are just like they have some guys playing over their heads, and the Islanders they cannot keep getting points on overtime losses. They might break the record. They have 14 already. It's ridiculous. This team is sticking around by losing games. It's very obnoxious.
What was the tweet you saw about Jake Getzel? I was trying to look for it when you brought it up.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, rumor has it that Gensel's going to go to Vancouver in a three-team trade that's actually going to send Lindholm, recently acquired Elias Lindholm, to Boston.
I did see that as well.
Just would be insane. And by the way, a really good pickup for Boston because the one thing they really lack is center depth. Blue score again, by the way, beautiful. Screw you, Islanders. Yeah, they lack some center depth. I think their first line centers what it's like Charlie Coyle and Pavel Zaka. I think are their top two, and it's just not going to cut it in the playoffs, no matter how good the rest of your team is. So it'd be a good move for them. Also, it makes sense for Vancouver. They don't need a center. They could play JT Miller at center. They could play um, Pedersen at center. I mean, they have a lot of center options. So I'm not sure what would be going back to Pittsburgh, considering it's Dubas at general manager. Probably something that won't really help them. So
I saw something that Vladimir Tarasenko's preferred place of landing is the Panthers.
I think there's a lot of people like that. Like I know Hannafin said both Florida teams. He's pushing more for the Lightning for some weird reason. I don't know why,
Well, the Lightning
but
are kind of in that position where like defense is what's hurting them. So if maybe he thinks he can make more of a difference there, I don't know.
I don't know why you'd prefer to go to Tampa over the Panthers right now. If I'm Tampa, why would I mortgage that much for a season where quite frankly you're holding on to a playoff spot by a thread? I'm not sure if I would agree with that philosophy. I think it's time to start using some of your draft picks now instead of trading them.
And then not that much of a big move, but Anthony Mantha just went to the Vegas.
You know, I saw that, and giving up a second and a fourth for a guy like Mantha who's making 5.7 mil is
It's
kind of
yeah.
a lot.
Hmm.
Really, honestly, makes me. I know a different position, but it makes me feel better about the Flyers getting a first for Walker.
I'm just so
I don't
glad they
know.
have the chance to circumvent the cap again. It really makes me happy.
I know nothing makes Michael happier than cap circumvention.
I mean, is it the scummiest thing in sports?
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean,
probably not. Probably not
they
this. I mean,
almost
it's in the
they almost got they almost got screwed by it last season. Remember how we were all laughing our ass off when they traded for Eichel? I mean, they got the last laugh because they won the damn cup. But we thought for a while like they were teetering in the wild card because they just couldn't win with Eichel. Like they threw like two of their guys on long-term IR till the
Yeah.
playoffs.
no. They're doing the same exact thing this year.
Well, I
They're
think it's
they're
just Mark
playoff
Stone.
champ.
Who else is on IR for them?
I don't know, but they're starting to fall off a little bit.
And they had the
I
They
think
are.
they're
They're in a wild card spot. Or sorry.
Aiden Hill came from the heavens to save them that damn.
Yeah. They're not in a
really
wild
sick.
card spot, but they probably will be because the Kings are 2 games back on them and they are only back 1 point.
Honestly really sick and tired of Aiden Hill. He's got the Jordan Binnington demeanor to him, and it's just really frustrating that these guys keep going on cup runs because they're all so annoying. But that's just the breed of individual that is the hockey goaltender. Just weird people.
Do you guys want to move on into golf? Because I'm I'm mad. I'm mad
Oh,
because I wanted to watch Van Royen set the course record. And
So
he
do
was
you
robbed.
feel like the rain? Do you feel like the rain ruined it? You feel like
It
the
did.
delay?
It did. It did. And the man was robbed, and I wanted to see that mustache kiss that cup. And I feel robbed. I feel robbed of history because it was special watching that. It really was like it felt like you were watching like greatness. And it was still a great round, obviously. And did he hold on for second?
I don't
yes.
think so.
I think three
You
people
really?
tied at -14. Ekrot, because that was the thing. I was hoping someone got to -15 because I wanted Ekrot to win by 2. So I think Ekrot ended at -17. Then it was Lee,
Lee,
Skins, and
Skins, and
Van
Van
Royen at
Royen.
-14.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't been watching golf for much more than really like a year-ish. But for the first time since I've been watching, I understood where I was like, is this what people felt like watching prime Tiger Woods? Like every single shot this guy had was on the money. And it was really impressive to watch. I mean, he had that one shot on the I think it was on the par five where he split the trees and got on the green from the
Mhm.
you think straw, and just like watching that, it was like there's no shot he did that, but also I'm just not surprised anymore because every shot he has is just perfect.
It's just so funny now. Like you said, Dante, we haven't been watching golf for all our lives. I wouldn't. I guess we've hit big the past 4 weeks now. But like it's funny how like we were watching I forget the one where Matsuyama won. I'm like, Cantley's not winning this. Like you can just see the guy. And that's why I put so much money on Ekra. Like you look at Shane Lowry, no offense to a fellow Irishman, but like I'm like, this guy's just not he's not winning this. And then he drops it in water. Like, like you can just look at some of these guys, like yeah, they're winning by 2 strokes, but they're not winning.
That's fair. I like it. I like the philosophy with Lowry because I agreed. You knew something was gonna happen. He's just a jolly man.
Yeah.
I don't see. He's not a winner. He's a jolly man.
Yeah, I didn't pick the winner this week, so my hot streak is cooled off. But the guys that I did pick, the majority of them finished in the top 15, which I feel like for golf is still pretty accurate on the picks. I did end up making money though. I was smart going into the last day when Lowry was in first going into the last day. I cashed out that morning. I think I had put like $5 on like 6 or 7 different golfers. And Lowry's cash out was like $90. So I still made my money.
That is swell. That's swell. I'm glad
Um,
everyone made money but me. Doug Gim. Doug Gim. He continues to just be mid. He makes every cut. Plays good golf. Just doesn't win. He's just not a winner. And that I think until I see otherwise, that'll be my thought process on him. Sam Ryder. I thought he was gonna make a run. Then he planted himself in the water, and it was Jover.
Big Nat keeps getting up there. Got another good final
Yeah.
round.
Nap,
He's the next
I
guy.
like Nap for this week too.
Oh,
I think this is his coming out party. I think this year is just gonna be the Jake Knapp coming out party. The he's a talent. His swing is beautiful, and he's
Also,
he's good.
call me crazy, but I do like Rory this week.
I mean,
No,
he's due,
crazy.
but dude, the odds are just so bad. I would take
I know
Scheffler a
they're
million
bad. They're
times.
trash.
I would take Scheffler a million times. He's a little bit less than Rory. I would take Scheffler a million times over Rory.
My My
Just because
favorite
of
odds.
Yes.
My favorite odds by far this weekend is Wyndham Clark at plus 5,000.
That's a good one.
I just think that's just so low. I like him and Thigala at both at plus 5,000.
Yep.
I
You like
really
Speed?
like both of them.
All right, so I'll read off some of mine. So I placed mine a few days ago. Odds have slightly changed, but I'll say what I got him at. I have Victor Hovland at plus 1,200. I got Morikawa at plus 1,750. I don't think he's going to win, but I would be pissed if he wins and I finally don't bet on him. Max Homa at plus 2,000.
Ryan, I like Max Homa.
He's not winning. He's not winning.
He's due. I
Um,
feel like it's been forever since he's won.
I love
I
me some Willie.
Lot this week.
Willie Zalatoris at plus 3,000. Give me that Willie.
I like that too. That I think
I have Thigala at 5,000. And then I have Nick Dunlap at plus 25,000. This man has won a tournament this year, and he is fifth worst odds.
Yeah, Jake
This
Knapp
Florida
is
circuit's a different
5,000.
animal. Nap is too.
He's plus 5,000.
A lot of good value at 5,000.
And then I sent them before. I really like the value. I'm not going to sit here and read off all the golfers. But like I took Thigala to win their group of five, Matsuyama to win their group of five, and Zalatoris to win their group of five. I mean, they just have to come first out of those
Group of
five
five?
golfers. What?
They're playing in fives this week?
Well, no. They just they basically take how it looks is they basically take every five in order of their current odds and put them into a group.
Oh, okay.
So like if you think one golfer is going to do better than where his odds are and maybe not win, then I like them. Like I got them all at plus 375. So if I win one of those, if I hit one out of the three that I placed, I'm in profit. And then I also did Max Homa to do better than Ludwig Aberg at plus 110. I love that. That's the only thing I'll do. I'll trust Homa there to do good, but not good enough.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of over mine. I like Homa. I think Rory has a good chance of winning. That's why his odds represent that, but I'm never going to put money on it because it's like $5 pays $70 on Rory, and that's just not the odds I'm looking for when I'm playing golf. I just Nap, so I'm gonna
watching Rory putt at this last tournament was just so like it felt like if it was anything longer than like the average 8'10" putt, it felt like he had no chance to make it. I don't know. I haven't watched enough to know if he's a good putter or not, but he was not this weekend. It was tough to watch. He didn't make anything tough, just average.
I sort of like the top 5 plays, just to protect you, just in case, like, there's a cooler at the end, whatever it might be. But Ricky Fowler at plus 1,750 for top 5. Austin Eckroth at plus 1,600 for top 5. And Bez is plus 1,500 for top 5.
I don't know if I can do it after I watched Ben Zudihu go from tied second to out of the cut. I think I'm done with him. That was the most despicable golf I've ever seen.
It was hard to watch.
Ryan, I'm just saying we might be burnt toast right now.
Oh, who? Kentucky?
Eastern Kentucky.
The last leg.
Oh, they're down 3 with 12 seconds left.
No. Not top 5, but top 20. There's a lot of guys that are right at the plus odds that I really like. Especially you can get Matsuyama at plus 125, Thigala at plus 150, Nap at 155.
Top 20, Peyton. I did see a lot of those that I liked, but then the more I thought about it, the more I was like, okay. I felt like there was way too many guys. Like there was almost too many guys where I was like, I really like them for top 20 that if I just bet on all of them, I just feel like it would be not profitable.
Mm-hmm. And then hole in one is plus 140.
20 probably.
Hole in one plus 140 is speaking to me this week.
Really?
I can't wait
Arnold Palmer? I feel like there's a lot of hole in ones at Arnold Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see what it's going to be at TPC.
I'll look up the stats. I'll look up the stats for
I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but TPC Sawgrass is definitely, I think it's my favorite tournament to watch in my young golf watching life. And also still getting ahead of myself, will probably be taking Scotty Scheffler to win that. I just really like him in that tournament all the time.
Bayan?
Ryan, a wide open 3 rimmed out, but we're going to the line for 2 shots with 12 seconds left.
Okay, Ryan. 2023 Victor Hovland hole-in-one, 2022 Max Homa hole-in-one, and in 2021 3 different golfers hole-in-one.
I mean, come on. At plus 140,
How you miss a free throw, bro?
I really like it. I really like it. And I mean, I really, really like it.
Also, Ryan, sorry, our Purdue bet's cooked. Purdue just keeps Illinois
they're
is
winning by
not
a lot
scoring.
now. It's not going overtime.
Yeah, so no, they're Purdue's up 4. Oh, Illinois is getting an and 1 to cut it to 3 with 44 seconds left. So
Yeah,
I
we
guess
need
it's not
overtime.
done yet, but it'll be tough. Need the OT.
ASUN Player of the Year misses free throw in clutch moment. Imagine that.
That's the headline right there.
That's what happens when
ASUN.
you start your career at Western Kentucky. Fuck the Hilltoppers.
So what are we thinking? Is it Stetson or Lipscomb now?
Oh, it's Lipscomb, dude. I watched Lipscomb in person, and dear Lord. We beat Stetson by like 30.
It's true.
And we lost to Stetson at Stetson by 1. Give me Lipscomb, bro. I picked Lipscomb, honestly, to win even with Eastern Kentucky in.
What about Austin P? They've been playing really well, though.
No. Ryan, we're still alive. Jacksonville missed the first free throw of 2.
So what are they, down 2 or down 3?
Well, they're down 2, but Jacksonville has 1 more free throw left.
Okay.
But,
Okay, so they're still going to be a one possession game.
Correct. And Eastern Kentucky does not have a timeout, so they only have 8 seconds.
Nice.
Okay.
But dude, Austin P did not impress me. I love Hansel Emmanuel, but maybe if DeMarcus Sharp is back, I don't know if he's back. Actually, I'm not taking Lipscomb because Lipscomb's point guard that went off for 39 at FGCU is out for the season. I forgot.
Well, I was at the last Austin P game. That was when they weren't playing well, but they've probably been the hottest team in the conference since then.
I mean, maybe, but yeah,
I think they're like 7-2 in their last 9.
I forgot Darren Boyd is out for the season, so that hurts.
Yeah, if Eastern Kentucky does end up losing, I like Austin P.
He was down by like 8 points to North Florida the last time I looked.
It's all right; they'll come back. North Florida is a terrible defensive team.
But North Florida has
Also-
made the most 3-pointers in the nation this year.
That's all they do.
Yeah.
Florida's up by 21.
Oh no! What? Hold on. Purdue missed a shot, but Lawyer got an offensive board. Come on,
No.
Illinois. What are we doing?
Overtime.
Come on.
I
Dude,
know.
Jacksonville should literally just foul. You foul up 3.
John Rothstein.
Yeah, he
Oh
fouled.
my God.
Oh,
Three-pointer
shit.
made, bro.
Purdue just made a 3.
Do you all want to talk about baseball?
Sure.
Yeah, I want to talk about why the hell the Phillies just gave Zach Wheeler that much money. I know he's good. Is he that good?
Massive overpay.
Yeah, massive. Okay.
We saw what Jackson Holiday did to him today, so. And Jackson Holiday's like 19.
Yeah, I just don't agree. I know that he defines the Philly and he's been there and he's
Ryan,
good.
he missed the first free throw, gets an offensive rebound on the 1-and-1, gets fouled on a 3.
Wow.
He's got to make all 3 though. He's got to make all 3, but he got fouled on a 3.
That's unreal.
Why are you even jumping at that, bro?
Missed.
Yeah, he missed the first one. Bro, they're
Okay,
in
it
a
was
timeout.
updated.
Shut up. And don't even be looking. Don't even be looking.
Really, really disappointed in the second half effort from Illinois here. Just
But yeah, baseball. I mean, the Angels are going to be spring training champions again for like the 3rd year in a row and then not make the playoffs. it's literally clockwork. They are the spring training goats because their minor league system is filled with guys like Miguel Sano and Jake Marisnik that whenever most people are taking out their starters to put in bums, to put in the young guys, the Angels bring in guys who have been in the MLB and actually know how to hit against minor league pitching. So then they just really start to shell them. But yeah.
Yeah,
Ryan.
I'm should be. Did he miss one?
Yeah, he
Not even
missed.
close.
Despicable. Yeah, I'm excited to get this season up and running here. I think there's a lot of question marks this year. A couple of sure things, Dodgers and Braves. I think that's really it. I know.
I personally
I'd
can't
like
wait to
see,
bet on hit lines and then argue why things are not a hit.
Can we talk about the challenge that we're all doing? Oh my God, he missed both. Offensive
Yes,
rebound.
I've already taken a break.
There's no way that
I
wasn't
did
a
one.
foul.
I did one day. I ran. So our challenge that we're going to be doing, I don't know if everyone's partaking in it or if we're going to edit it in some way. We are going to be running, however many runs our favorite baseball team gets is however many miles we will run that day or that next day, depending on when we get the chance. Um, I did the first time I saw it, Twins scored 3. I trust the Twins to never kill me. But then I feel like we can't really do it for spring training because it wouldn't be fair. The Twins played 2 games in one day and they scored 4 runs and 7 runs. So I was not going to run 11 runs on my free time. So I'll wait for the real season to get started. Give me some time to ease into the running. And then get
yeah,
into the
I might do wind sprints instead. I don't know if I necessarily have the time every day to go ahead and just run like 5-6 miles.
Why don't we do, if they win the game, you run that amount of miles, but if they lose, you do half of the runs they scored.
It should be the opposite. There should be a punishment if they lose.
Yes. That's a good idea.
I'm
Again,
down
I'll
for that.
see. I'm just not sure if I'm gonna want to do that when I
And
get home from.
and I mean, too bad the Angels don't have Otani anymore because then Peyton, you would be in the case like, and the Angels lose 11-10. Shohei hits 4 home
Now
runs.
that can happen to the Dodgers when they get swept in the first round of the playoffs again.
By the Colorado Rockies and the power of friendship.
I said I was gonna hate Dante, but damn it, I should have just gone with Purdue. Damn it.
Yeah, well, first
Ryan,
of all, I didn't tell you to ride. You said, "Oh, I love it."
Yeah,
We both
Yeah,
Ryan.
dude, Big Ten at 160 is a little bit too much. I should have.
but I mean, again, Illinois had 5 straight that hit that, and Purdue games tend to be fairly high scoring. I liked it. It just didn't happen. I was really pulling for OT, really hoping that would come about.
I mean, Jesus,
But
Florida's gonna drop 100.
yeah, like I said, almost someone hits 100 every Bama game, whether it's Bama or the other team, and usually when it's a good team, it's the other team. Just don't like Bama. I will probably have them losing in the first round if it's a decent matchup in the 4 again as a 4-5. Bama just there's mid. There's mid.
Ryan,
Their defense is
if you want to feel a little bit better, Akron just lost on a buzzer beater dunk
Huh?
with 1 second left. So, to Eastern Michigan without Amani Bates.
anyone got any band lists, more locks?
Southern Methodist University. They are infinitely banned.
That I figured.
I would like to make a proposition.
Let's hear it.
Every time I've put Illinois on a ticket, aside from that one where like 8 teams of mine lost, they've cooked for me. You all could keep them on your ban list, but I would like to personally revoke them from my portion of the ban list because they just absolutely cook every time for me.
Well, they're only on my band list, so you can feel free to do as you please.
Oh, but Ryan put them on the ban list too.
We need to figure out a structured way of doing the band list because I feel
Mhm.
like Could
Well,
any
so
of
I
you
think
guys?
let's maybe let's reset the band list and we can figure out something new for it. Like, do we all want to have our own band list? Do we want to have one
Yes,
band
that's.
list?
No,
Oh,
I think we should all have our own. My cursed teams aren't your cursed teams, and
Mhm.
I think we should all have our own, and I think we should be limited to 10 teams. If you want to put another team on your
Okay,
band list, then you need to bet on one of your band list
to
teams
get
to
them
remove
off.
them, and then or face the consequences of the lipstick.
But then,
yeah,
so like,
so
what is so
I
like?
definitely
I'm trying to get them off the band list. But so then, if I bet them to get them off the band list and they lose, I put on lipstick. Is that what
yes.
we're?
Yeah, like
Well, then why would
if
I
there's
ever?
but if
But
there's a
then there's
team
no
that, like
incentive to put a team on the band list. Like, if my band list is full, then I'm done. I'll be like, okay, I just won't bet on these teams.
okay, fine, but there's no resetting at the end of seasons. Then the
Yeah.
band list can get as long as it needs to be
Mhm.
yeah,
because.
I think you should just be able to revoke them, kind of.
And I'm going to
And
say this, it does not matter. I don't think that it should matter if it's like a heavy favorite or whatever. Like if like Gonzaga, for example, is on my band list, I cannot include them in any of my big parlays
Mhm.
at all. At
Yeah.
all.
Nah,
But
so
anyway,
anyone got anyone other than Smoo?
the ESPN injury list is so corrupt. They like half the time they don't even list players on there, and it really annoys
brother,
me.
go to like the New
I mean,
York.
dude, you have to take 2 seconds. Like, I thought you knew that Randall was hurt.
Yeah, well, I knew he was hurt, but again, I did not see him on the list, and then I was under the impression that he was back.
Well, look at the
All you have
Sixers.
to do is
They
go
don't put
look on
Embiid
the
on
team's
it
website.
Right, but why don't they do that?
because they're like out
Because they
for
have a
a
sports book now. That's the real answer.
no. It's always been that way. It's
What, where they don't put people on the injury report?
If
because
they've
they're
been
out
out
for a
for
long time.
like
They're
is
yeah.
Joel Embiid on the injury report on there?
What is the qualifications for being on the ESPN? You can't be out for a certain amount of time and then
Well, like yeah, like you're not like there was never a time that they thought he was playing for this game. Like yes, you said he would be back early March, but the Knicks never said that they were like he's been practicing or that he was trying to play for this game. The reason why they say Brunson's out and Anobi's out is because they were either game time decisions, played the
And
last game, like whatever his name is.
OJ Anobi.
OJ Anobi.
But yeah,
I think my ban list. I I don't. I got to put Army on there. I think I've lost like 3 bets with Army. Um, they just never worked out for me this season. That was a homer pick. Well, they were finally favored, and I wanted to see
Yeah,
him close it out for me.
I can't
Nope.
say that I have anybody on my band list. I'm
okay,
currently
wait.
searching for Mortal Lock.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut you off, Dante. All right, Devin Booker has been out since the beginning, at least the beginning of February. I'm still going back. I don't know how long he's been out for, but he is still on the Suns injury report.
That's up to the Suns to list him on there. That's not
Was he?
ESPN.
When does it say his estimated return date is?
Later than Jalen Brunson's, or sorry, later than Julius Randle's.
So later than the 12th.
I think it's the 14th, is what it said.
The
I'm off
14th.
of it now.
Yeah, but that's the teams that upload it to ESPN. ESPN doesn't have their own injury report. So you got to get mad at the Knicks.
But how is that allowed? Like, how can you just not add people to your injury report?
Well, the college teams
Well,
do that
so
every single
see,
day.
like yeah, like tonight's banner health update from the Suns, it shows Booker on there. But I bet you if you go to the Knicks, it's not on their injury report. It's got to be something where like I don't know, like yes, I mean, has he been out for that long?
Yeah, I mean the Lakers list like Gabe Vincent and Jared Vanderbilt on theirs every single game still, but that's just team choice.
That shouldn't be team choice. Like, you should I feel like in every other sport, like there's requirements. Like, oh,
Not college.
I'm not talking about college. I'm talking about professional. Where like in the NFL, for example, like, do you remember? I forget who it was this year. Who was it that there was there?
Bijan, it was Bijan in that
Yes,
one game where he was
Bijan.
like signing autographs for the game, and then they just put him in for one play,
Yeah,
and
and
that
they were
was
like, "Oh, like what about the injury report?" Like, because I mean, for
Well, he
Lions,
just said he
one
didn't get
one
for
injured on
bettors
the
and for
play.
fantasy people. That's the only reason the injury report even exists.
right,
Right.
but that's what I'm saying is what gives the what why would they not list Randall on their injury report then?
I don't know,
Uh,
man. I think you need to call the New York Knicks and file a formal complaint.
this just reminds me of a funny interview that Coach Huff from Marshall did one time this year when one of Marshall's reporters for like a local TV station asked about, oh, is Rasheen Ali practicing this week? Is he going to play? Is he going to be at full health? And Coach Huff straight up asked her, he said, "What, Cassidy? Do you work for FanDuel or something, trying to get an inside edge on these odds?"
Emoji reactions in the chat if you asked.
Yeah. Let me find my reaction.
Anyway, my mortal lock for this week. I've been on the high point train. I've been on the high point train all year. Them winning the Big South Championship on Sunday is my mortal lock.
Their coach also should be hired somewhere else, but this is only his first year there, so maybe not.
Miles is a dog.
Yeah. Also, I don't know how Hofstra's been recently, but Hofstra and High Point had a super interesting game at the beginning of this season. It was the Gulf Coast Showcase Championship that I got to work. It went into overtime. Hofstra won like 98-96. And Tyler Thomas from Hofstra had like 49 points. He was ridiculous.
He's a dog. Beating. They have to go through UNC Wilmington and Charleston if they want to win. I think they're in the CAA, right? I'm like 99% sure.
And also, High Point has one of the best names in college basketball that's not on the all name teams. Dante, I'm sure you know if you like to watch them, but Ryan, you might get a kick out of this name. His first name is Juslin, so Justin, but with an L instead of a T. His last name is Bodo.
Oh yeah, I've seen that guy.
He's like 7'2" and jacked as all hell, like true freshman, but is the most uncoordinated person I've ever seen on a basketball court. And he's hilarious to watch. But he should be good once he fills out and and develops. But yeah, I do like High Point.
Yeah, they're a good team. Again, if they're playing like an Alabama or even a Kansas in round one, I might not pick High Point, but I won't pick the team they're playing to go very far because I feel like they could beat them in the first round.
Dude, I don't. But if Kansas is going to be a 1, you really think High Point's going to be a 16?
Kansas is not going to be a 1. They're probably going to be a 3 at this rate. So that was the other one I was going to ask. So the last 2 seed is down to a Big 12 team. So it's going to be you're going to get whoever isn't out of Arizona or Tennessee, whichever one doesn't get the 1. Then you're going to have Marquette and you're going to have North Carolina. The other one is probably between Iowa State, Baylor, and Kansas.
I think you gotta go.
I give the edge to Iowa State right now, but I could see
Baylor's
Baylor.
comeback last night was electric. They came
Yeah,
back
like they covered. They covered.
I
They
know.
covered. They were getting their asses kicked, and they covered.
Because you know why? West Virginia boy Jalen Bridges.
No, it's because of Misi. Misi's an absolute dog.
Jalen Bridges had like 38 last night. Come on.
Did he actually? I didn't watch the
He
game.
set his career high last night.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm gonna finish this conversation. Devin Booker played the last game, so
He did.
he's not. And also
I
it
was
says
looking. I just went back to a random game.
they only put them on it if it's an update. Since Randall has not been updated from being out since that game, he's not going to appear on the injury report because it's not an update.
Interesting.
You have to go look on like team sites for that stuff.
Ryan,
It has to
Don't
be-
go to ESPN.
Can you get ready to hedge this Knicks bet for me because they have come back?
Well, why hedge it at this point?
Because I'm a bitch and I don't like them. I think they suck. I don't want my
They're
money to
literally
be in
down
the hands of
3
Miles
and 1.
McBride.
Down 3 and 1. Let's relax.
I should have gone with my alternative Purdue South Florida money line parlay, but I have to accept my decision to take the over. I'm an over slut. That's what I am. I'm a slut for the over.
2020.
I need some goals to happen in this Kraken Islanders game or Kraken Jets. That's the only one I'm worried about right now.
Milwaukee is winning again. I don't know if that was on
Yeah.
the same play.
No,
Yeah, but Kentucky lost it for us because they couldn't make a free throw. Would have won by 5. They could make a free throw.
and Akron too.
Oh, we had
I mean,
Akron.
are we trusting ASUN teams to make free throws now? Is that what it's
No.
going to?
We should never. Oh yeah, that might be banned list, and not to actually go on the ban list, but just more of a for reference.
Oh, but I mean, like, bro, Eastern Kentucky beat Jacksonville by 18 their last matchup. So I thought that shit was just so free on the money line.
It's March, baby. It's March.
Bro, Jacksonville has Michael Fly on their coaching staff. That should be the automatic L.
It's fine. Eastern
right.
Kentucky can suck it.
We'll add a little bit of NFL because I saw today and I wanted to bring it up. Apparently, Kirk Cousins was on a flight to Atlanta today.
Dude, I saw him.
Really?
No.
Oh yeah.
It's a good fit.
So no Justin Fields homecoming.
Yeah, no Justin Fields.
Justin Fields is garbage.
Kirk Cousins belongs in Atlanta with all that drip he's got. He's gonna fit in just fine here.
Justin Fields is garbage.
All right, let's get the lunatic out of this conversation.
And I'm sick and tired of seeing. I don't know if they're even close to true, but even just the graphic, the thought. Justin Jefferson to the Chiefs would ruin my life. Like
he's a Packer, bro. Don't worry.
Ruin my life.
We would never trade him in division.
I mean, TJ Hawkinson was traded in the division.
But so now Russell Wilson's no longer Broncos. I don't know if we can place it anywhere. I want to see. Well, no, there's nothing in Georgia. I know it's on FanDuel or like BetMGM. Like you can bet like where Russell Wilson's going to end up. If Kirk is leaving, I don't hate Russell Wilson to find his way to Minnesota.
But do you think Minnesota's going to get rid of one old quarterback just to sign another one?
Maybe. Or maybe they draft somebody like Jalen Daniels or J.J. McCarthy.
When is the
pick? Under Russell?
They have a mid pick, right? They have a mid pick.
Yeah, I mean, but they could trade up. They could definitely move into J.J. McCarthy range. I don't know if they'll be able to get Daniels.
Yeah, which by the way,
you're throwing away your draft pick if you pick J.J. McCarthy.
J.J. McCarthy and Bo Nix owe Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Jalen Daniels a fuck ton of money because them not participating in the combine just made both of their draft stocks skyrocket. And they're both
I don't get the entire point of like completely not doing the combine. Why were they there then? Were they required to go there to just interview? Like
no, but I mean, you can. That's a good place to interview.
You're not gonna run. You're not gonna throw it all. Like I don't.
Yeah, that's weak. I mean, people are going there, and since Michael doesn't care about my Marshall comments, I won't mention his name. But people are going there and competing with ruptured biceps, and this kid is like, "Oh no, I'd rather just paint my fingernails." Fucking bozo.
Yeah, I listen.
I do respect that said the GOAT is Aaron Rodgers, so
Xavier Worthy, obviously a big story. The John Ross comparisons are completely unfair. Xavier Worthy is a much more polished wide receiver than John Ross ever was at Washington, I think. John Ross was always a terrible route runner, and there were a lot of questions with him. Xavier Worthy was a great route runner, and either of the Texas receivers is who I want Dallas to take in the first round. I like both of them a lot.
Xavier Worthy. I've loved him for years since I do my Madden online franchise. Every time he'd be in the draft class, I was drafting him. It didn't matter if I had the 1-1, Just because with that much speed, you just sling it up to him, it's a touchdown every time.
He's just like watching. And I was high on Quinn Ewers, but the more I look at it, the more I think. I'm not going to say the receivers made him. He's a great quarterback as it is, but man, those two guys are studs. And I think they both deserve to be first-round picks. And I think they're both going to be absolute problems in the NFL.
Talking about Texas quarterbacks, Arch Manning opting out of NCAA football. What a clown.
How is it a distraction?
Seriously, you don't have to play the game.
It's more of a distraction not being in it.
I mean,
Oh,
God.
boo-hoo. I can't use a
thank
backup
goodness.
quarterback and online. Boo-hoo.
Well, speaking of being a distraction, do you think Kyler Murray would have won the Heisman if he was in an NCAA game when he was playing football?
He might have been.
I don't know what that means. What?
Like, do you think he would have been too distracted to be
Yeah,
able
he
to
was a
perform
gamer.
good enough to become
Hey,
a Heisman?
no, I'm going to disagree because there were still Call of Duty games out when he was playing,
Oh, yeah.
so it couldn't have been that much worse.
What Call
Also-
of Duty? Yeah, but it depends on what Call of Duty. What year?
The NCAA game, they put a weird rule in. So, like, Arch Manning, for example, is opting out. You can't create a player and name him Arch Manning.
No, that's true. No, it's fine. I'll just make March Anning instead.
Yeah, no, because people were doing that with, like, Travis Hunter, and I was like, well, I'll just name him Trenton Fisher.
I mean,
Because, like MLB The Show did that one year in Diamond Dynasty. They had a card called Reggie Stalker. Instead of Barry Bonds, it was Reggie Stalker. And that card
That's
was
funny.
absolutely bonkers. But yeah, I mean, I it's going to be like, yeah, March Anning or March Lanning or something like that. I'm just going to make him. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Well, I might not even give him the satisfaction. Fuck that guy.
who doesn't want a free $600? I mean, it's just free.
Yeah.
I thought it was 900.
No, it was 6 and a free copy of the game. But maybe that's why he didn't want it. He didn't want the copy. He's scared.
He didn't want to be
pulling
teased.
Kyler.
You know what? Good. I
Uh,
don't Ole Miss anyways. Fuck that guy. He can be like Peyton.
I'm very glad the Cowboys are not re-signing or especially not franchise tagging Tony Pollard. That really made my day. Letting go of the 2 offensive linemen is going to hurt. They have too many needs. They have too many needs, and I wish they would have just at least re-signed one of them. Now they got to make up 2 offensive line spots, but we can get into football later. It's early in the offseason.
Yep.
all right. Well, I think that'll wrap it up for us. Stay tuned. So this was our 9th episode. We're gonna have a special guest this weekend on our 10th. The father to us all 4. Well, father to 2, daddy to the other 2.
We're gonna get our boy Mr. Richie Ardelli will be joining the podcast on our trip up to Georgia.
Which will probably be fun because
he-
we'll be probably watching.
By the way, yeah, the
watching
boys
some
are going to be
sports.
sloshed on a podcast this weekend, so be ready.
It's gonna be so much fun on Saturday or whenever. Yeah, I guess Saturday night.
After
I-
poker
I'm-
or before poker?
We're going
Very
out after poker. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Well, then I don't know. We'll find the time to get whatever it is. It might even have to be. We might even do it early, maybe Saturday morning or something. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. He's still. I believe he's still salty about certain Deshaun Watson takes in this, so I'm sure we'll hear about that.
He's probably been taking notes since day one.
Oh, 100%. He's got like a notes tab on his phone. He's got his
On
readers
episode
on.
2, 24 minutes in.
Ryan, I believe, yeah. Peyton, you're too a hate in that. Really?
Ryan, it's
So,
absolutely absurd that you think chips would.
You think that chips are bread?
All right, baby. Well, guess what?
Fucking take of
Let's
all
keep
time.
it twisted.
See y'all next time.